people, Shifty e-bike's back at it again with another absolute banger. Today we've got the VTB V9 600 controller installed on this Ultra Bee, and if I'm honest, I can see why everyone's so hyped about it. Real quickly before the video actually starts, if you could all do me a really quick favour, it's completely free. If you can just leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it means an absolute world to me. No more messing, back to the video. In this video we're going to be throwing this bike into a proper performance test. I'm going to cover how the throttle feels and responds, give you a pros and cons list for the controller itself, and then decide the verdict at the end whether it's going to be staying on the bike or not. By the way, I did forget to add, if you are looking to purchase one of these yourself, WGT Racing absolutely sorted me out. So I did get the controller at a discounted rate, and I have got a discount code for you all, but I've still purchased this out of my own money, and up to now this thing is an absolute monster of a bike now. WGT, and use code SHIFTY at the checkout for a discount. They are already a lot cheaper on WGT's website than some other places, and with my code you can get even more of a discount. So if you're wanting one, use a code, get some money off. Simple as that, you know what I mean? So as you can see, turn the bike on, the bike is on. So from here I'm going to show you what the app's like. VTB app, you just connect it to your bike. Wait for that to connect. So nice and simple, it shows you the bike, it looks all very, very modern. So I've got 5 modes on the right. I've got my snail mode, which is sort of a, if you just let somebody have a go on your bike for 5 minutes, do you know what I mean? They've never rode bikes before, put them in that snail mode, you know that your bike's not going to backflip. I've then got my chill mode, which is essentially like the eco mode that came stock. You can't really lift the front wheel or anything, but I've just got it set at that. Daily is more or less the sport on the original bike with a little bit more phase amps. I've got shifty mode, which is mainly for if I'm filming content and I'm taking risks a little bit, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself for the video, obviously. That's when I'd use the shifty mode, you know what I mean? And the last mode, race, it's so much power that the bike just wants to clear off from underneath you or just backflip. Even at say 40 mile an hour, race mode will still pick the front wheel up. It's absolutely nuts. To be honest, I never really use it at all, because even on the road it's very, very aggressive. The torque's just there and it just wants to wheelie. Even like I say at 40 mile an hour, it'll still wheel spin and everything. So yeah, not the safest, but it's race mode, so it's for racing really, you know what I mean? So I'm going to dive into the parameters. So I've got your 3D modes, but you can only change these in the app, which is a bit strange for me. I don't really understand the concept, so I've always just got it in D3, which is just 100% of whatever settings you put in. I go into the middle, go into my mode settings. You can see now my snail mode, speed control 35%, traction control. Traction control is actually phase amps in this, so they call a few things a little bit weird, but traction control is technically your phase amps. So for snail I've got 250, 350, 500, nice increments, you know what I'm saying? Power blast on the right, I did have to message VTB about this, and they got back to me more or less instantly, which I was really impressed with. So they said that power blast is essentially throttle map, so it's how fast the torque comes in. So that's my snail mode. Power blast we've gone over, which is -5 to 20, so yeah, loads of customization there. High speed power compensation, it's actually spelt wrong on the app, which I don't know. I'm not really 100% because I have played out with it a little bit and you don't feel much of a difference. So, because it does basically say the higher the value, the more likely you'll be able to pop the wheel at high speed. So that's basically saying your torque's still going to be there even at that high speed. If any of you want to copy these modes, just give me a message, I'll send you them, or obviously just watch the video. So I got 250 phase amp, 350 phase amp, 500 phase amp, 650 phase amp, and then 900 phase amp, which this Ultra Bee can't actually hit 900 phase amps. I think it only hits at around 800 at the max settings on the stock battery. But even if you was to put it at 900 in the app, it communicates with your BMS as well, so you can't actually damage the bike. You could put all these settings to right at the top, all the way. You can't actually damage the bike in any way, so that's always peace of mind that you can't by accident change all your settings and ruin the bike basically and end up writing it off. So yeah, they're your different modes. You've got so much customization. You can edit obviously these throttle curves however you want. I don't really want to touch it too much, but you can essentially draw your own throttle curve, which I've never known anything like it, to be honest. But so yeah, that's essentially the app. Obviously with it being a stock Ultra Bee, normally when you're calibrating this, you do just put in that it's a stock Ultra Bee and it sorts everything else out for you. So you literally can't go wrong, really. So when you think about it and you look at the app, this is literally a fully customizable controller. And if you are one that likes to have a bike feeling a certain way, or you're the type to tinker until it gets literally perfect, this controller is the one for you, because there's no real limitations. You can just customize it and do whatever you want with it. Some other controllers, yeah, you have got a sliding bar so you can slide it up and down, but this thing you've just got so much more freedom. You can literally do whatever you want, really. So that's enough talking about it, in my opinion. Let's get this bike loaded up and let's get out and let's show you what kind of weapon this is. Let's get it.
Yes people, so we're out on the bike, switcher on. We're at 100%, let's see how this bike feels with literally double the power. So no messing, I'm gonna go straight into race mode. Oh god. Oh my god. Okay, like, I don't know if you can really understand how much it's really aggressive, that. Like literally as soon as you, oh my god. Literally as soon as you hit that like engagement point, it just off. Yeah, to be honest, I will experiment a little bit and I'll try and make it so that race mode's usable. But at the minute, I've never felt anything like that. I've rode quite a few of these bikes now. Bit dark in here. I've ridden quite a few of these bikes now. I've never felt anything like this. If I'm completely honest, when you buy these controllers, if you put a controller on an Ultra Bee, I do not think you need to upgrade that anymore. I don't think you're going to need any more power than that. Because, like, no matter what, it's just got the power there. Even the shifty mode's a little bit much for me. I sit in this kind of daily mode, and this daily mode's more or less perfect for me, to be honest. I don't know what settings I said because it's been a couple of days since I recorded the first part. Oh, look at it go, man. It's rapid now. I still haven't managed to get the speedo 100% accurate. The speedo is still a little bit off. There's that much customization that you couldn't really have this feeling however you wanted. And personally, I think 5 modes is enough. I mean, yeah, 3 modes with an eco, sport and daily, you don't get that much control over each mode, whereas these 1 to 5, you can change it however you wanted. You could have 3 eco modes, a daily and a sport. You could have 1 eco, 1 daily and 3 sports, you know what I mean? You could do sort of whatever you wanted. It does make a massive difference having this VTB on, because you've just got more control. So if I'm going to do some pros and cons for the controller, I mean, one pro that I didn't even have written down is your regen thumb brake. So like coming down a big hill like this where I'm no throttle, I can put a lot of that battery back in. I mean, don't get me wrong, it already says I'm on 100, so I can't really do that much with it. Actual pros and cons, this controller is capable of so much more than just the 19.5, 20 kilowatts that you get on this Ultra Bee. So when you put another battery on and another motor, this thing can hit 44 kilowatts. Nearly 1,000 phase amps. Literally more power than anyone's ever going to need. 44 kilowatts is not a million miles off a Stark Varg at 80 horsepower, because it doesn't actually push out 80 horsepower, but that's for another video. I don't need to mention that. It's not a Stark video. So the first pro is obviously power. It pushing 19.5 kilowatts, yeah, it's pretty similar to most controllers, but once you start putting a battery and a motor on, you do access them much higher numbers. So like I say, 44 kilowatts, absolutely crazy on a bike for this weight. Second Pro, you've got the precision and the actual tunability. You could go mental with this, drawing your own throttle curve and everything. Little hill climb test. In the shifty mode, it breezes it. It absolutely breezes it. Woo! I'm skidding. There's that much power still. So yeah, obviously, there are your two pros. You've got your customization, you've got your actual power, you've got that gorgeous display, which, to be honest, was one of the biggest selling points for me. Because most people say they like the bikes looking simplistic, like an MX bike. But personally, I actually like it when you've got like a fancy display as well, and it actually looks the part. It looks like an expensive piece of kit that you'd want to spend your money on. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh, look at it go. Thing about the Ultra Bee is it's just so capable anyway that even without a controller, it still manages this, trust. Ooh, skirt. So yeah, obviously, like you can see, the display's there. If you hold down that OK button, you go into a race, like a race display, which I know quite a few people do like that, but that's not really part of me. I kind of like the stock screen as it comes. All your modes, straight change like that. Right, so some of the cons of this controller, because there is always cons with everything that you're buying like this. There's always things that could be better. So first thing, it's not like the top where everything that's stock is going to work. So like your actual mode buttons and everything, they didn't work. So because you had to take this actual thing off this side, the earth cable for your brake sensor on your front brake won't work. So what I had to do is I actually took the connector that came from this control unit and I just unpinned every connector other than the black cable. Because that black cable is literally just for that brake sensor. So I just did it all like that and then redid it in like some of that little tape stuff that it comes in, like the little shrink wrap, heat shrink thing. Ooh, skadoosh. And we're back out. Oh, it's starting to rain now, standard UK. Another thing I am going to say as a con is obviously when I did go over the app, obviously phase amps is technically called another thing, which you are going to have some sort of basic knowledge of how these bikes work, what phase amps is, basic stuff though, nothing major, but just little bits and bobs that you're going to sort of have to know to make sure that you can actually tune this bike how you want. Don't get me wrong though, when you do buy the VTB and you put that it's a stock Ultra Bee and everything, it does actually put your 5 modes already in, so like realistically there's not that much that can go wrong, because even just from stock it comes up with all your settings and everything, like you're sorted from there really, you don't have to mess about with anything. So final thoughts before I've got to Nash and get home, because it's raining now, a little bit bad, not really too enjoyable when I ain't got goggles and that and it's all in my face. Oh yeah, this is pretty horrible. But anyway, yeah, so the VTB is absolutely perfect really for somebody who likes the bike feeling a certain way and wanting to customise your modes to an individual's liking basically. I like that I can put a snail mode on it, what I've called snail mode, and basically that's for when somebody goes on my bike, somebody has a little 5-minute go just to see how it feels. Is it locked? You can go through that way, but it shouldn't be fucking locked. No, that's chained. It must be that way. Open the door then, bitch. So, if what you're chasing is power and control, VTB is probably for you. But if I'm completely honest, I do think for casual riders and most people riding these bikes, personally, I do think that stock it's adequate, really. The power that you get on stock is pretty good, really. It's only for people who... Oh my god, he's gonna die. It's only for people who sort of chase stupid power. Oh, wind in my face, man. Oh, this is horror! Oh, well, I was going to outro the video and that, but nah, no way. Adios, amigos. Shift the e-bikes out. Hey, what's happening here then, lad? Got a little buffy for me. Hey, there's loads there. You won't fit in there, love. Oh, casual right there. Nonchalant.